President Biden is already trying to seize on Donald Trump's big win in Iowa last night. Biden is rallying his base against the former president and the MAGA agenda. Biden took to social media, or someone did for him. Looks like Donald Trump just won Iowa. He's the clear front runner on the other side at this point. But here's the thing, and I can almost hear him saying it. This election was always going to be you and me versus extreme MAGA Republicans. It was true yesterday, and it'll be true tomorrow. So if you're with us, chip in now. He usually whispers that part. Well, ahead of Trump's historic win in Iowa, the Biden-Harris campaign yesterday revealed they have $117 million of cash on hand, touting it as the historic haul, which, quote, sends a clear message the Team Biden-Harris coalition knows the stakes of this election and is ready to win this November. So, Leslie, the big thing with Donald Trump has always been what he could do without all of that big cash.
Yeah, but I mean, it is a haul for, there's some enthusiasm. Check writing, definitely an enthusiastic factor. Look, where we are right now, and even voters, and there are polls that show they may not be real happy with the economy, even though the economy is going well, over 200,000 jobs added just this past month at the end of last year. When you have November, almost a year away, there are voters that have said they know it's going to get better. They may not be feeling it now, and they're going to be feeling it then. And like you said, Harris, yes, it is the economy. For most voters, regardless of your ideology, your political party. I think it's great that, they have the money, but I have to say, look, I'm not going to lie. I don't like low numbers, and I do think those numbers are going to come up. But I said in 2016, I was worried when I saw the crowds. I was worried when I saw the numbers with Donald Trump, and I also said it was possible he'd win. It's possible he wins again, and my party needs to be aware of that. And also not just play this like it's 2016, because just saying, it's MAGA extremist, that's not enough. It wasn't enough in 2016. It won't be now.
Are you worried about the numbers this time? Because, I mean, when he does show up in Iowa, people show up. Yes. People come out for him who may not have ever voted for him before. I'm worried about the numbers right now. I'll see when it just comes down to the two of them. All right, the economy part. So Simone Sanders had this to say, remember, top advisor, formerly with Biden team, had this to say about Biden's message to voters. They are not going to get Bidenomics, let it go. How about you just make sure they know what you're going to do and what you did? That seems so basic, Doug.
Yeah, it does. And I think it was really interesting. I love how that tweet was worded. You could tell it, as my kids they'd make fun of me if I did a tweet. So it looks like you just won Iowa. Really? Wow. Who woke him up and told him? Yeah, he just won Iowa. And then he actually made, the comment was, and Leslie, I think you mentioned this, turnout yesterday, 6 of the new voters, which there was a lot of, 60% new first-time callers. 60% went to Trump. So he's still turning people out. Look at the message, though, here. And for all of you out there that I've heard this for, well, if Trump's the nominee, then, all they'll talk about is MAGA Republicans and all this. Notice what he said. He said it's always been you and me against all those MAGA Republicans.
Yeah, what does that mean?
That means that every Republican, I don't care who you are, what your name is, or what you believe, you are a MAGA Republican. You are bad for society. You are the scourge of the earth. We don't like you because you don't think like us. And we're going to talk about that, I think, more later in the show. But that's what he's talking about. He's basically saying that we're going to bring the doom and gloom to this campaign.
So, Emily, if there's 75 million of them, and some of the people of color and disenchanted Muslim vote after, he can't figure out what exactly his policy is going to be consistently with Israel. What happens if those people sit home? I mean, Biden's going to need 100% of his base to show up if he's going against a guy with high intensity who's got 75 million backers.
Right. And I think that fear and the writing on the wall is why they've brought out recently Barack and Michelle, and Kerry has climbed down from his private jet to help with the candidacy. The point is they're trying to get their base back. I will say I loved the Wall Street Journal's editorial board's op-ed today. It was brilliant because they are clear-eyed. They say President Biden and Democrats, they claim to loathe Trump, but they helped make another Trump nomination possible. And they point out, I'm quoting, that Biden's failing presidency and unpopularity have diminished their original argument that Trump can't win again. So I loved your point where they can't just keep repeating, the MAGA extremist argument. It didn't work then, it will not work now, especially against the landscape of a failing presidency. And the best line, I loved it because the point is so apt. The president, meaning Biden, whose main claim in history is denying Mr. Trump a second term, they write, could midwife the term could midwife his return to the Oval Office. That is brilliant, because at the end of the day, it's not just Trump's prowess and his record that he's essentially a quasi-incumbent that brings him back to office. It is literally 100% on Biden's weak, feeble shoulders.
Let's think about what Americans are considering that's different from now and 4 years ago.
Yeah, there's a lot that's different, particularly a failing economy and an administration with marks as low as Jimmy Carter, you could argue worse in some polls. Look, I think what Leslie said is very important. There have been these pieces spilled across the pages of New York Magazine, spilled across the pages of Politico, of how the Obama team is disenchanted with the Biden team. They think they need to course correct. But the background comments being given to these publications from Team Biden are, when this comes down to a two-person race, we've got this. Don't worry. When it's Trump versus Biden, we'll give voters a choice and they will choose President Biden. Their argument, their theory of the case is the MAGA extremist speech, the blood red MAGA speech before the midterms worked. We don't have Senator Oz, we have Senator Fetterman. That's their argument. Here is the one caveat to their argument that I think they are not calculating, and it is the base suppression. I had a colleague of mine, former colleague, send me a picture of a poster outside of the DNC, and it was a picture of Joe Biden. On the top, it said Genocide Joe, and it had red handprints on it. That is a reference to Gaza and the discontent among progressives with Gaza. We saw that when he gave that speech, that election speech last week in the church, and the Gaza protesters stood up. I think they are underestimating the enthusiasm problem with their base. I don't know that the choice between MAGA and non-MAGA is going to be enough.
Yeah, and what if the president does tap somebody like a Nikki Haley who can pull in independents and others too? So it can't just be anti-MAGA, which might be why J.B. Pritzker, Illinois governor, is now suddenly saying they're all MAGA. DeSantis, Haley, everybody.
Bingo. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Compagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.